The iPhone 17e looks boring on paper, and that's exactly why it's dangerous. This phone isn't about specs or performance. It's about how Apple is controlling perception in 2026. Once you connect these upgrades together, you realize the 17e isn't just a budget iPhone. It's one of Apple's smartest moves in years. First, the notch is officially dead. The iPhone 17e is getting the dynamic island, and at first glance, that feels like a huge win. Apple is finally standardizing the front design across the lineup. But this isn't Apple being generous. In 2026, a notch looks cheap, and Apple never lets an iPhone look cheap. The real reason is simple. Apple is moving past the dynamic island on the Pro models. Reports suggest a side punch-hole camera with Face ID under the display. The moment that happens, the dynamic island becomes old tech. And Apple has a rule. Once something isn't premium anymore, it gets passed down. That's why celebrating this upgrade misses the point. Apple isn't giving you something new. They're handing down what they no longer need. The second upgrade is thinner bezels, and this one matters more than people realize. From the front, this $600 iPhone will look almost identical to a $1,000 Pro. And that's the upgrade. Apple isn't selling power here, they're selling the feeling of owning something current. Third is the A917 chip. On paper, it sounds flagship, but this is likely a downclocked, binned version with fewer GPU cores. And for most people, that doesn't matter. It's still built on 3nm tech, which means better efficiency, cooler performance, and long-term support. More importantly, it guarantees Apple Intelligence and iOS updates well into the 2030s. This is how Apple locks users into the ecosystem for years. The fourth upgrade is the front camera, and this is the real play. The iPhone 17e is reportedly getting an 18-megapixel center stage camera. This is the cheapest iPhone that actively tracks you while recording. Better video calls, better reels, better short-form content. Apple has quietly made this the go-to iPhone for students and budget creators. And then there's MagSafe. After removing it on the 16e, Apple is bringing it back. Not for you, but for accessories. Wallets, chargers, mounts. It's convenience for users and pure profit for Apple. So what's the catch? It's the display. Even in 2026, Apple is sticking with 60 Hz. And that's not a mistake. It's a deliberate gap. Just smooth enough to be fine, but not smooth enough to forget the Pro models exist. Mass production has already started with a February launch expected. If you want an iPhone that looks modern and lasts for years, the 17e makes sense. But if you care about display smoothness, this phone will always feel like it's holding something back. So let me ask you, is the dynamic island enough to make you ignore a 60 Hz screen in 2026? Let's talk in the comments. This is Guys Tech. See you in the next one.